How am I gonna record a podcast without my drink?
Call yourself a podcaster. I ain't recording. It's okay. Sponge.
Yeah.
Crying. You can hear him in the background of the mic.
Yeah, it's like really muffled.
It's okay. Sponge.
They're trying to record a podcast.
Their guest insulted them and stomped out.
Sounds like some very specific ASMR.
Dum 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 dum. Another one.
Again. I told your friend I ain't being on. Last time, what the...
You just hear him beating his ass.
Yeah.
Man, what a cool, patriotic start to the show. Fireworks. Boom, 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 boom.
Boom.
Shabba.
Are you gonna put on any fireworks for 4th of July?
No.
Yeah, me either. I'm sure my neighbors will, though.
I'm sure you'll hear sounds that may or may not be fireworks. It'll be hard to decipher.
As usual. They do a lot of fireworks all year round here, so...
Yeah.
They shoot a lot of guns.
Yeah.
It's fireworks.
Welcome to Crossing the Line, a fanfiction podcast where we read, review, and critique fanfiction for your listening pleasure. I'm George G. Poole. As always, I've got my two co-hosts, Elias Viva Vlogs
Hello.
and Stephen Blue Breed.
Hello.
And we're celebrating the greatest country of all, America, today with our 4th of July annual fanfiction, storytelling, excitement, extravaganza.
Wow, it's great to be here. I love writing fan fiction.
Yes, it's a holiday episode, so we write our own fan fictions. That makes them the best episodes by far, because we got so much better material than anyone on Fanfiction or AO3 or anywhere else you can find fan content.
That's true. We do write our own stuff.
True.
I sound sad because it is kind of sad wading through the mud sometimes, but these episodes make it all worth it.
Wading through the mud.
Because these ones are always great.
Oh, goodness. Let's see, who wants to light off the first bottle rocket, so
Don't
to
you
speak?
want to speak about how much you love your freedom, your country?
Yeah, that's right.
What did we do last year?
We probably made a joke about the 4 kids intro. We could do that again.
No, I mean, like, what did you do on actual 4th of July last year? Do you remember?
Nothing. We're in a pandemic.
You can't go outside? You can't be American?
No, well, yeah, but yeah.
I think I was, like, working overnight shifts at that time, so it's kind of a blur.
Mm-hmm.
I got you.
I remember going to Buc-ee's at, like, 2 in the morning and buying a Rice Krispie treat.
Oh, yeah.
So
Perfect.
that's about as good as a celebration as any.
I think I got a day off of work, and that was pog-worthy on its own.
Whoa.
Maybe I'll get that again this year. Fingers crossed.
Hell yeah.
Please, boss man.
Please, I love America.
Please!
I have to celebrate. It's in my religion.
See, I think I hung out with my dad. Maybe not. Can't remember.
Yeah, I didn't do anything. My mom was like, "Are you gonna go down to like where they do fireworks every year? Are you gonna go to that?" And I was like, "No, the place is crowded by like 3 p.m. There's no way in hell I'm going down there all day."
Yeah, it does kind of suck there. I don't know if they do anything here in this city. I don't know.
There's probably something, but I feel like it's not gonna be as big as the other one.
Yeah.
Where we're from, our homeland.
Ugh.
We've come so far since then.
Yeah.
Everyone in the neighborhood grabs a handful of those popper things and throws them against your door.
Steven,
Knock, knock.
you live in a free country and you can draw uncensored lolicon porn all day, every single day.
Thank God.
Elias, you can open a cafe and sell lots of coffee.
That is done now. I could have a bomb pop special where it's just an entire bomb pop stuck in a small shot of espresso.
It's a
That'd be
melted
cool.
bomb pop in a cup with the stick included as a stir.
Free joke, free joke.
Yeah, you just buy a bunch of bomb pops and put them in cups and upcharge.
Of course.
That's genius.
That's fancy. It's going to cost extra.
I shilled for you, so now promote my Twitch.
See here, be sure to check out see, it's Swell Time Gaming, right?
Swell Time G Pool.
Swell Time G Pool.
You're on it.
Fuck
You're
off!
You're on it today.
You were on it today!
I'm sorry.
I'll show for you. G-Pool is streaming a lot of games and good games, and he has a cool model and effects, and you can pay points to make green screen Gibby sounds, so do that.
It's not just the sound, he falls out of the sky.
Yeah.
I couldn't have said better myself.
At Swelltime G-Pool on Twitch.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm sure there will be links in said descriptions.
Yeah, probably, maybe.
Anyway, now we can read stories.
We can read stories.
Hell yeah.
Steven, why don't you give me yours?
Oh, okay.
Why don't you give me yours?
Alright.
Give it to me.
Give me a second. Let me pull it out of the fireworks
What?
package.
Yeah, you gotta pull the big cracker thing on it to watch it explode.
You gotta unfurl the long green wire.
I got lighted inside the house and pointed at the ceiling.
Oh no, I accidentally lit it.
Ah!
Just watching it. Oh no.
Here you go.
Okay. Alright, so this is a story written by the @BlueBreed yourself, so if you hate it, send him hate mail on twitter.com. Or if you like it, say, hey, can I donate to your Patreon? And he'll say, yes.
Use this special link to pay me double.
Yes.
This 4th of July discount where I get more money. It's a discount for me.
A discount for me on my future purchases.
Never mind the URL that doesn't have Patreon anywhere in it.
Never mind
PayPal,
the BitTorrent link.
Patreon.
The .tor link.
Scan this QR code and enter your credit card information for a special surprise. Alright, here's the fanfic. I already see a word in quotations I don't know if I like. It was the 4th of July, if you can believe it, and the newest additions to the neighborhood were enjoying the day off. So this is a sequel to his last year.
Nope.
Really?
Nope.
Okay.
The newest additions to the neighborhood.
It's just more of your fucking CN Real Town.
Yeah. It's always expanding.
Well, we haven't seen an island yet.
It's alright.
I hope there's a cul-de-sac.
I hope there's a Circle K island. As the day waned and the sun began to set, the two roomies were in the corner of their bungalow they had dictated the gamer chamber. The bigger of the roommates was sitting in one giant chair in the room, adorned with animal pelts and antlers. The smaller stood beside, rooting for his cohort as he played sitting in the only chair in the house with the only controller in the house.
What is this, like George of the Jungle? Why are they in a bungalow?
Why is there a gamer chamber full of animal pelts?
It's George of the Jungle's gamer house.
The big lug in the chair sat back. Wait, I thought the bigger one was in the chair. Okay, I got confused. Wait, it says the bigger one was sitting in one giant chair, but then it says the smaller stood behind his side rooting for his court as he played. Oh.
Yeah, he's like standing.
Oh, I get it. The big lug in the chair sat back, flexing in victory as the sounds of livid screaming could be heard on the other end of the headset he was wearing. Wow, you didn't miss a single shot, Gaston. You're the greatest Fortnite player in the whole world. Congratulated, the shorter of the two. Gaston smiled smugly, taking in the ass kicking. I know. It's like I always say, LeFou. Nobody aimbots like Gaston. Wait,
There's already so much going on.
Is LeFou the candle?
No, LeFou is the short one that's always with him.
What's the candle's name?
Shit. It's a French name, I can't remember.
LeFou.
Another French name.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
No Twitch affiliate stands a chance against you, Gaston. And no Twitch thought, for that matter.
Gaston swiveled around in his giant chair, hitting LeFou in his tomato nose with his knee by accident without apology. He crumbled up his empty Munchos bag. I've got a bag of Munchos right here. This is why you set me up. You're like, yeah, I fucking love Munchos.
I truthfully had no clue.
What?
I had Munchos. I like Munchos. That's the only reason I put them in the story. I never anticipated you'd get Munchos.
I asked you, what do you think of Munchos? And you're like, yeah, they're really good.
I was just telling you the truth.
It's just fun. It's a coincidence, I guess.
Oh my
Trying to
God.
back out of the gaslighting plan.
No one gaslights like Blue Breed. The gas in Gaston stands for gaslight.
It's true.
I'm always telling you.
They're cheaper than Lay's, they're better than Lay's. They're less salty. You get a more delicious crunch.
When I was a lad, I ate 2 dozen Munchos.
Like individual?
Each bag.
Okay. Like 2 dozen chips isn't that many. Like it's probably more of a serving size, but
He's just trying to make it sound impressive.
that is true. He crumbled up his empty Munchos bag and put it in LeFou's hands, which caused LeFou to cringe as he felt the gross chip grease between his fingers. The bag had been torn and turned inside out, such that Gaston could properly lick up that delicious Munchos oil. This disgusted LeFou, but like Gaston always says, nobody eats chips like Gaston, which is fucking true. I mean, who in the hell? Anyway, Gaston got up without an ounce of compassion, as per usual, and stomped over to the window of their dark-ass streamer house. It's true, LeFou, and I've got my eyes set on that one. Gaston gooned between the blinds at their neighbors, the Boon Choys.
No! This art styles, it looks so bad together.
They're both Disney, it's okay.
LeFou climbed the windowsill and tried to follow Gaston's gaze. The Boon Choys and the Planters were in the backyard, preparing for their annual neighborhood 4th of July barbecue. LeFou observed as Mr. and Mrs. Boonchoy prepped the grill, while their daughter assisted the Planters in place setting a row of picnic tables.
Mrs. Boonchoy?
LeFou guessed. No! Shot down Gaston.
The planter in the bucket?
No! LeFou's enthusiasm left his face as he exhausted the only of age options he could see. He turned to shoot a concerned look at Gaston.
The Boonchoy's daughter?
She's the one! The lucky girl I'm going to marry.
But she's
The most beautiful girl on Los Angeles Island. Fuck off!
Like a rat in the sewers. It's just waiting to come out.
I know.
Fictional LA Island.
Where the San Francisco fault line fucking happened.
I know, but
Whoa! LeFou interrupted himself as he slipped off a narrow perch and smashed his knee on one of Gaston's many strewn about 5-pound dumbbells. That makes her the best! And as the best-ranked Fortnite player as of the latest season patch, I deserve the best.
How
Guess-
that checks out.
Should have been playing Smash. Gaston adjusted the drawstrings on his sweatpants, walking over to get his big Crocs. In the process, he stepped on LeFou's nose, smearing it across the floor before it snapped back into place like rubber. LeFou reverberated and deep fried in and out in accordance with the pain.
LeFou is dying.
It's a long, stretched out scream.
I appreciate all the line separations there.
Big, big nasty Gasty slipped on his whole shoes and stomped out the door without a shirt on. He made his way to the Boon Choi's backyard fence and peered through a crack between the boards. He saw their daughter, Anne, as well as the small planter family, but no parents.
What have you done? Why have you created this destruction?
What'd you
Neighbor.
You said you had like a nostalgia breakthrough or something earlier.
I found Gaston's ultimate mission for Taco Bell. I was like, that's it! There it is! That's what I've been looking for!
Your entire fucking upbringing is YouTube poop
I fucking love it.
and porn. With a dastardly look, Gaston hopped the fence and confidently made his way over to Anne.
Gaston is so evil and Anne is so wholesome. It's such an evil combination.
He's in sweatpants, Crocs, and nothing else!
And he hopped the fence into their property. The group looked over as they heard the massive thud of the burly broski landing. Anne recognized the intruder as their new neighbor, but was also fucking scared shitless of the shirtless charlatan that had just trespassed.
What could possibly happen now?
Oh, hey, you, she greeted nervously. Gaston smiled confidently as he strutted over to the child and her stepfamily. The oldest of the planters, Hop Pop, stepped up to confront their unexpected guest. Now, hold on just a darn tootin' minute here, sir. This party isn't until... Oof! Hop Pop ragdolled as he ran into the locomotive that was Gaston's cab, the latter refusing to slow down as he approached the young Boon Choi. Today is the day your dreams come true, goaded the indecent ignoble. Anne helped Hop Pop to his feet as she shot an angered look at the beefcake bumpkin. Look, dude, you can't just come around... Nonsense, Anne! After all, it's like I always say, nobody trespasses like Gaston. Hop Pop shook off his injuries enough to speak up again. You, sir, have overstayed your welcome, you big fucking... Oh! Gaston had grabbed Hop Pop by the head, picking him up and using him as a pillow as he laid back on the appetizer table, crushing the foam tableware and making sure to kick over all the plastic utensils to the ground so he could perch his dirty Oonga Boonga feet on the chip dip.
He's running the summer table set.
But he's wearing Crocs. How'd they get so dirty?
Full of holes.
Oh, yeah. Now, picture this. My studio apartment downtown, the smell of Burger King jalapeno cheddar bites in the air. My wife massaging my Anne had taken all she could of this fucking chocolate ice presents and screeched into the sky, her face bright red. Mom! Dad! Oh shit! Gaston's eyes shot wide open and he scrambled violently off the table, darting to the fence on all fours before desperately climbing back over, leaving several chip-dipped footprints on the fence, table, and Hot Pop. Hot Pop regained his composure and walked over to Anne, covered in goose eggs and bruises from whatever the fuck that happened. He looked up at her. "Anne, I want to go home." That evening, the Boon Choi's get-together was going very smoothly as multiple familiar faces were all together chatting and eating good food while waiting for the fireworks. Gaston, however, sat in his chair, stewing in defeat.
Defeat? He ran away.
She called her parents on him. What could he do?
A bitch called her family.
Dismissed, rejected, privately humiliated. Why is it more than I could bear? Complained the injured egotist, throwing his half-full can of G Fuel against the wall. LeFou knew better than to disturb Gaston when he was going through one of these phases, but decided against his better judgment to try and console the morally dubious dipshit.
More fuel?
What for? Nothing helps! LeFou just nodded and drank down his 8th can that evening, his liver bile boiling as he tried once again to get through to the meaty mouth breather.
Gosh, it disturbs me to see you, Gaston, getting hung up on a kid.
Gaston turned, expecting more, but LeFou just looked up at him, tapping his can with his pinky. You're right, LeFou. I will have Anne Boonchoy as my wife, and I know just how I'm going to do it. LeFou's face grimaced in concern as his partner's head once again teetered in the wrong direction.
Wait,
Gaston picked up LeFou by the collar. Now listen closely, LeFou, he started before whispering the nefarious plan into the non-consenting midget's ear. God, I'm running out of breath.
Get some water.
Yeah, I'll drink Coke instead. That'll work. This is a pretty good story, Steven. Got a lot of thrilling twists and turns.
I like that there's arcs. The first arc is done.
It's very breakneck pace.
It's a 3-act structure. Later, Gaston and LeFou approached the back door of the Boon Choi's fence. Gaston was clad in his sandals, workout shorts, and a blazer, while LeFou wore his wife-beater, sweats, and a pair of glow-in-the-dark USA shades.
Wait, can you repeat those outfits again? I need to picture them.
Okay, close your eyes.
I wasn't caught up.
Gaston was clad in his sandals, workout shorts, and a blazer, while LeFou wore his wife-beater, sweats, and a pair of glow-in-the-dark USA glasses.
That's pretty... I mean, LeFou seems to be like in the 4th of July look.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's very much a citizen.
Yeah. Gaston is like trying to dress smartly, but
he's trying to dress like a fucking gamer. Every gamer thinks if they wear a blazer, then they're high fashion.
True. Just like the E3 presentation hosts.
Yeah, exactly. God, we watched that donkey video on E3 while we were waiting for you earlier, and like every single one of those people were so uncomfortable.
They did not know what to say. They were not prepared at all.
I've played a platformer every single day for years. I love Jump King, and Jump King's pretty good. And some other platformers. All right, LeFou, now remember, I go into the party incognitus and lure Anne out here with this peace offering of a Taco Bell 12 taco family pack because she is foreign. And then when Anne and I come out of that door...
Oh, I know. I strike up the band,
interrupted LeFou, who proceeded to take out his party favorite red, white, and blue kazoo. He proceeded to break down into a cover of Down with the Sickness by Disturbed. You're gonna have to make me a kazoo cover of that. Gaston smacked LeFou in the face, activating his brain damage.
Oh, I know. I strike out the band.
LeFou then broke down yet again, this time doing a cover of Low by Flow Rider. Gaston smacked LeFou in the face again.
Oh, I know. I strike up the band.
This is actually YouTube poop.
LeFou then broke down yet again, this time doing a cover of How Bizarre by OMC. Gaston smacked LeFou in the face again.
Enough.
Oh, I know. I strike up the band.
And LeFou then broke down yet again, this time doing a cover of Guile's theme. Gaston smacked LeFou in the face again.
Is this referencing a YouTube poop?
Yes,
This is too specific.
of course.
Oh, I know. I strike up the band.
LeFou then broke down yet again, this time doing a cover of the theme song for Amphibia.
That's appropriate, I guess.
Gaston gave up and left his mentally fractured munchkin to play that on repeat as he creeped into the back door of the fence. Anne and the others were occupying a spot near the refreshments. Everyone sat there listening as Hop Pop told his war story about what had happened earlier that day, dressed in a star-spangled Bucky's button-up.
And there he was, the necromancing neighbor from hell. He must have been 100 feet tall. I bravely charged in, knowing nobody of this world could defeat such a beastie. But I couldn't just stand there and let somebody fuck Anne before me. I couldn't let somebody hurt my granddaughter. But the monster was quick. He picked me up and he threw me over there. And he picked me up again and he threw me over there. He thought I was licked, but I sure showed.
Yeah, it went something like that, probably. So while Anne was questioning her trust and those closest to her, Gaston made his way to the group, caddy of cold tacos in hand.
I love him catering his secret weapon.
You're gonna be mad.
He's gonna sneak a taco.
Ah, and Baboon Toy, fancy meeting you here. I just wanted to say that I'm sorry for my earlier transgressions, as legal and unintimidating as they were, and wanted to hand off this crate of delicious, crunchy shell tacos. Upon seeing Gaston, Hop Pop shrieked in fear and hid behind Anne's leg.
Oh, Lordy, he's returned for us all. Curse my never-ceasing courage in the face of danger. I'm sorry, kids, but it looks like this is it.
Anne shook off the execrated elder and tried to calm everyone down. Look, guys, I know we got off on the wrong foot, but he's our neighbor, and maybe we can just talk through things over some food. Gaston put on an egocentric smile and held out the crate of fast food. Well put, Balloon Soy. Here, I have brought for us all of the food of your people. Help yourself. Anne narrowed her eyes, but pushed past the bigotry as she began to reach for the caddy. Just as she was about to take the handle into her hand, however, Gaston grabbed her wrist with his other hand. He looked down at the miner he had fished into his grip and laughed maniacally.
Not here, Gaston!
In me power! As Anne frantically tried to get out of the man's grip, Hop Pop ceased his cowardice and stood his ground.
Now you look here, Giuseppe. Let go of my non-blood related granddaughter right now before I do something fucking crazy.
He had to specify they weren't related by blood.
Hop up.
Gaston began dragging his string bean bitch across to the fence door, ignoring the old man's warning.
Dragging her.
It's like if he gets her through the door, then he's home free.
He's acting like he doesn't live directly behind the house.
Once LeFou strikes up the band, she's no match.
He's been there for like 20 minutes, playing the same song on a kazoo.
He had worried about the other guests of the party taking notice of the commotion. However, just as they were making off, the fireworks suddenly began. This unfortunately took everyone's focus off of the fucking human trafficker in their midst, and only made things worse for poor Hot Pop. As soon as the sound of the fireworks went off, Hot Pop looked up at the sky, his eyes illuminated with the bright flashing light. He looked down to see his fellow trench comrades dodging explosions and ducking behind what remained of their base of that Viet Phong War. Hot Pop's pupils expanded as he began hyperventilating and screaming under the massive booms of the fireworks.
Somebody please help us. Frog, help us all. They got Junebug. He ain't breathing anymore. And Tomato. Where the hell is Tomato? We need to find Bogwater's leg. Oh.
Sprig and Polly, who, yes, we're here, held their dear Hot Pop's hand and tried to bring him out of his PTSD. Episode. Meanwhile, Gaston booted open the fence door and charged out.
No, he's escaped.
His plan was foolproof.
On failed the Dead by Daylight mission and got dragged into another loading zone.
Nobody kidnaps like Gaston.
LeFou stood in the same spot on his fifth loop of the amphibia theme. He had forgotten a number of the chords, though, so now the song had degraded into some kind of flat Bach composition. Ha ha! At last! Now all we need to do is find ourselves a pastor, and we can finally begin living the lives I've always wanted, Gaston gloated. Anne paid no attention as she clutched onto Gaston's hand, biting it repeatedly to no avail. Well said, Gaston responded. He was about to shove off to the house before a voice from behind brought him to a halt. Oh, Lord.
So, what you doing over there? Gaston turned around and saw a man step out from a fenced door behind him. He was another guest at the neighborhood party, wearing an American Eagle shirt with swim trunks and flip-flops. He shot a look at Gaston as he finished the mac and cheese plate he was holding alongside the stack of papers. The neckbeard Gaston didn't recognize the man, so he responded brashly. Who are you? And never mind what we're doing, you old codger. The man took a bite of mac and arched his brow, his face remaining cold. And is this any way to treat a young lady? And you're going back to your place to do what exactly? Gaston squinted. None of your business, he responded harshly. Well, it actually is my business, you see. Let me explain. I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC. I live across the street. And I couldn't help but notice you've been acting very strange around the Boone Choi's child, Anne. Gaston's eyes widened.
Chris Hansen in the summer outfit is so funny.
Very flip-flops, eating fucking mac and cheese. So, I decided to set up a little sting here by myself where I could come to here to this party and eat free food while also keeping an eye on Anne Boone Choi. And you'll never guess what I saw just a minute ago, Chris explained, his tone unchanging.
What could he have seen? He was just there, just him.
He showed up to eat free food. Gaston let go of Anne, held his hands up. Look, man, I wasn't going to do anything. I was just coming over for the party.
Oh my god.
He stammered, desperation in his voice.
You're so deep.
Chris gave him a look of strong doubt, setting down his fork on his plate and holding up the stack of papers.
What a power move.
You know, I have the chat logs, Chris stated as he shifted between the stack of blank wide-ruled school paper. He came to the one page that had one sentence written in pencil on it. You said to Anne, and I quote, in me power. Now, tell me, is that any way to treat a young lady? And then you were dragging her off to your place to do God knows what? You understand how this looks, right?
How this looks.
Gaston looked down, refusing to look Chris in the eyes.
This big, burly motherfucker.
It was all a ploy to make it as funny as possible for him to do the typical Chris Hansen response.
I wasn't going to do anything, man. I promise. We were just going to go, play video games and stuff. It doesn't look to me like she wanted to play video games. Well, I guess I should tell you the police are waiting for you at your home and around the street. It would be in your best interest to turn yourself in willingly. Gaston looked to left and right. I wasn't going to do anything, he screamed, running down the road with the cops at his heels. The foolhardy fugitive dodged several cops, jumping over and under to try and escape his doom. Nobody avoids arrest like Gaston, he shouted. However, fate had other plans. As Gaston's legs began to cramp, they twisted into knots like that one gag in SpongeBob, and Gaston screamed in agony before being tackled by a mountain of feds. As Gaston was being booked, Anne and the others met up with a feasting Hansen to thank him for his help. Hop Pop offered his hand to the undercover uprooter. That was some mighty fine sleuthing, Mr. Chris. It's good to meet you. I'm Hop Pop. Chris thought for a moment before looking down at the codger Hopper. Did you say your name was Hop Pop, as in Hopadiah Planter? He asked. Yeah, Hop Pop responded cheerily. My throat's clogging up. Hold on. I can't do both of these high-pitched voices right now. There we go. Chris sat his plate back in the pit of his elbow and began shifting through papers yet again. Why don't you have a seat right over there? The end. That's the end.
Oh no.
That's the end. What a cliffhanger.
Chris sees all. Chris heard all.
God, I rate that a mountain of incorrect stereotypes. Out of 10.
Balloon soy.
Baboon toy.
I rate that the casual glances of Chris Hansen and his 3D fireworks glasses to the show behind him as he continues to berate Gaston.
As he does. Alright, you wanna give yours to Steven?
Yeah. I need to wake up. Should help. Even though I was laughing a lot there too.
Yeah, you were working real hard at this
Here you
one.
go. I just wrote it.
God bless America. God bless Munchos Incorporated.
Thank you, Munchos. This podcast brought to you by Munchos.
By Munchos and by Daly's gas station.
It was a hot summer morning on Mobius. In fact, it was the hottest summer morning there ever was. A sweltering 120 degrees, with heat lines so thick you could barely see it all should you dare to step outside. It was only 9 a.m. and it was gonna get a hell of a lot worse. But whether or not it was really the hottest day on record, it made no difference to Egg Overlord, who was complaining about as much as usual while working on his big red sports car in the garage.
God bless America. God bless Mobius.
He had recently stolen it from Mobius Tesla. And couldn't be fucked to learn the UI in order to turn on the AC. So he sawed off the top of the car to make it a convertible, which he thought would improve things, but it in fact had made things a whole lot hotter and gave him a big red splotchy sunburn on his forehead.
Lord.
Oh my god. He was under the car now, kicking his legs out as he sought to improve the situation by overclocking the fan speed of his AC. He was mumbling something about sticking it to that fuck Musk as he crawled out from underneath in his wife beater, red heart boxers, and poorly applied forehead sunscreen. Screwdriver in one hand and water cooling tubes in the other.
I thought there was going to be a beer in the other.
Yeah, water cooling tube. Eggman got to his feet and hopped inside the car to turn on the fans. After swearing at the voice-activated controls until he accidentally said something that resembled AC, one fan began blowing so hard it started smoking, blasting his facial features wide, while the other fan blasted a thin jet of liquid Freon into his eyes.
What the fuck is this story?
It's a summer day in Morbius.
What does that have to do with 4th of July?
It's the 4th of July in Morbius.
Ah, this blasted broken piece of bullshit! Eggman began to pound his car dashboard until the fans kicked back off, idled, and then kicked back on again, now working as intended.
Yay.
He's a genius.
IQ 300. He's having an off day for sure.
If it works, it works.
He's such a mess. Oh my lord.
Elon Musk's IQ was 301.
He smiled big, sunscreen dripping down his face, making him look like the Joker.
Yep.
That statement's too powerful. If you said that to anybody, you'd get your ass kicked.
Which Eggman is it?
It's the Satayam one, obviously.
Hell yeah.
Okay, wait, the Satayam one or the Adventures of Sonic one? The YouTube poop one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
That's Adventures of Sonic. Satayam is different.
Okay.
He's much more menacing.
He started the car and went 0 to 60 in 5 seconds, slapping the back of his seat. He was headed to a place worthy of his slick new ride, the local Mobius Chinese restaurant. Wait, nah, never mind, that'll get bad fast. He was headed to Mobius Donald's to get their summer special.
I thought it was going to be Hooters.
Mobius Donald's to get there.
The fucking McDonald's in that no background having ass town.
The most surreal looking building you can imagine. It's supposed to be an M, but it doesn't resemble one at all. No.
Big shape.
To get their summer special, the fireworks ice cream. He had a flyer put on his car, which he took to mean it was being offered to him for free.
I'm glad fast food is a staple of 4th of July in America.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Eggman drove and drove. Before he knew it, he had arrived in record time. Forehead burnt a deep purple. Poor man.
His gross, like, pinhead.
Looks like a fucking pimple. He pulled up to the drive-thru box to peruse the menu. He hadn't been here in a while and couldn't remember what he had come to order.
Jesus.
The box crackled on. Oh, sir, welcome to... Eggman interrupted him. Shut up, you minimum wage cockfuck! I'm trying to read!
Cockfuck.
Cockfuck.
I see why you were cracking up at work.
The menu in question was just a 3x4 grid of 12 pictures with no text to read per se, but nonetheless, the employee let Eggman think. After the line behind him had built up to the highway, the voice box crackled back on. Sir, did you have any questions about the menu? Eggman had began playing Cuphead on his Tesla dashboard.
What a bastard.
Forgetting he was in the Mobius Donald's drive-thru and was stuck on the two frog bosses. Why do they get two frogs? I'm just one cup man. Eggman began to shake his Xbox controller really hard before turning and throwing it out the window at the menu, pulling out the light behind the picture of pancakes.
He's a fucking bastard.
Sure, if I could suggest an item. Yes, I'll have the fire shit ice cream cone. Unfortunately.
Is that a real menu item?
I don't know.
Aw,
Not that I've seen.
damn, I would love that.
Same. Unfortunately, sir, our ice cream machine isn't working right now, so... It what? Then I'll just have to fix it myself. Eggman proceeded to 0 to 60 his way around the corner and into the handicap spot, where he got out by kicking a hole in his door and strutted in through the glass Morbius Donald's door without using the handle.
I can picture this too well.
Crash sound effects. It's me, Ice Cream Repairman Nick.
That was making me laugh a lot.
That threw me off so hard. The lone employee who was apologizing to someone else in the drive-thru felt his soul leave his body as Eggman placed a wide-open palm square against his back. Boom!
Ow!
Oh, the boy said as he was gently knocked to the ground.
Gently?
He was wearing a seasonal promotional t-shirt that said, I love Burger Summer. Black slacks and a Mickey D's visor. As he got up, Eggman saw he had crazy green hair and deep dark bags under his eyes. He was clearly worn out. Eggman's hand came back red. The boy had a surprisingly strong back. Now, my hand! Eggman said. What are they feeding you kids these days? The boy looked up at him and smiled. My training must be working. All Might told me.
Oh, yeah, I just got it right before you said All Might.
Have to receive the one for all. I just need to train by working every shift alone this month for minimum wage. What a fuckhead! Eggman rubbed the back of his head. He didn't really know how to handle exploitative workplace conflicts, but he still wanted ice cream.
He's like, yeah.
It's just
The
like
first thing that's ever made him, like, uncomfortable.
it's like when you're in a restaurant, you hear them fighting and you don't know what to do.
Yeah.
So you're like standing there awkwardly looking at the ground. That's him right now.
Except he's behind the counter trying to fix the ice cream machine.
Broke his fuck. There's a part in the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog where Robotnik has like a puppet of Sonic in a train. He's like mocking, like, oh, help me. And then he punches it and it breaks his hand. Like, ow, stupid puppet. Like, that's how I fucking visualize this. Let's see here. The big hole he put in the wall was beginning to make him sweat after all. Eggman shrugged and reached deep into his boxers and under his nutsack nick to pull out a monkey wrench for the task at hand.
His nutsack nick.
Our good doctor always keeps a wrench clutched hard in his pearls.
I was laughing about that one too.
Nutsack nick.
Ew.
I'm gonna have to remember that one.
It's fucking gross 90s drawn nutsack.
Ah.
It would be so saggy and have so many frames.
As he began hammering, he took out a wrench.
Bang, bang.
It's a monkey wrench.
As he began hammering, somewhere far, far away, a tall man with blonde, bunny-eared hair was crouched over his laptop watching the store cameras. Oh no! Get out of there! You've been tricked! The big man wasn't wearing much and looked about as greasy as I dare to describe, clad in an unzipped Old Navy hoodie and superhero-themed underwear that said Duty Calls with 2 O's instead of a U.
Ah! That's so unbefitting. Is he in muscle form?
Yes.
Okay.
Coming in looking like a New Year's baby. He was huddled in a pile of ramen noodles and cheeseburger wrappers, empty cola cups, and Zephyr Hills piss bottles. I don't believe the toilets are for pissing. I believe only urinals are, so I prefer to piss in bottles.
Low tier mite.
Oh god, that's too much power for him.
Low tier god with the fucking stupid bunny hair.
DoorDash receipts for fast food and late notice utility bills, light beer cans and diet Doritos, crumpled tissues and extra lotion bottles. A truly pitiful scene. All Might, who had once been the city of Mobius's last hope, had taken the form of someone who hadn't hoped for years.
Holy shit.
That is heavy, my god! That hit me hard! As he stared with a big, forced smile at the screen before him. He was watching the security cameras of Mobius Donald's, as he had been doing every day as part of Midoriya's training.
He does love America.
Oh, I love this. Just one more sale and he'd be in the green for today. The poor man.
He's living paycheck to paycheck trying to keep a fast food restaurant alive.
He's not helping, he's just watching the cameras.
He's getting paid.
He's training.
They are not going to reach the green. They have so many repairs to do now that Robotnik showed up.
Hey, but he's gonna fix the ice cream machine.
It hasn't happened yet. This is in the past.
He only broke his car, not the McDonald's. Except for the message board a little bit.
He's hammering away at God knows what with a monkey wrench.
No, he kicked a hole in the door on his way in.
Oh yeah, he did do
So he
that.
got hot because he was sweating from the hole in the door.
God.
That's my young Midoriya, he beamed. As Midoriya took another order and wiped his greasy brow, the boy had truly put in a day's sweat. Just then... Oops. Sorry, there we go. Oh. Just then, the security camera shimmered, and a frame later, broken glass erupted across the floor of the fast food establishment as a giant beast waddled across the room in 240p, black and white, 8 frames per second.
Oh no! There's a delay in his camera feed.
This man is like low poly walking into the building.
It's like that scene in Scream where the news guy's watching the party, but there's a delay on the thing. So like right after they see like Ghostface walking around in the living room with them, he like opens the van door and guts him.
It's like a Paranormal Activity live pixel tearing.
It is.
All Might rubbed his eyes and refreshed the feed. Midori was on the floor, and the strange creature is banging on his ice cream machine. All Might stood up in a flash and flexed his muscles, then jumped through the roof of his 1-bedroom apartment and up towards the store. Meanwhile, Eggman was bragging to the minimum wage waste-away about his latest invention while pouring orange juice and milk into the ice cream machine to see if it works.
Jesus Christ.
It's phenomenal. I love Robotnik with so much of a passion. This put such a smile on my face.
You always make him such an idiot.
It's in the show. He's such a genius, but also such a child. Eggman pressed the on button and the machine overheated, catching fire.
Oh no.
Eggman proceeded to pour more milk on the fire while Midoriya ran to get a fire extinguisher. He is so fired. Crash! Just then, more broken glass covered the restaurant floor. As All Might burst onto the scene in his manager's uniform. He had a Mobius Donald's yellow M visor, a too-tight...
Manager!
a too-tight black and yellow polo, and a pair of short shorts of 2 visible greasy handprints where he had cleaned his hands. Have no fear, I am here.
What kind of shoes is he wearing?
He's not wearing shoes.
He's
got his feet covered in broken glass.
He's wearing fucking black shoes with crew cut socks, so he looks like a dork.
Yeah. That's the uniform anyway.
Eggman, having sensed an authoritative presence in the vicinity, did the SpongeBob caveman pose and threw the monkey wrench at All Might's head.
Instantly!
All Might held his pose as the wrench dented his forehead. Ah! Ow! He squeezed out through gritted teeth.
Oh!
What the fuck?
Oh! As he smiled big through the brain damage and turned his head to Eggman. What are you doing in my store? Midori was walking out and spoke, Oh, hey, All Might. Eggman quickly swiped the extinguisher from Midoriya. And pointed it into his mouth.
What the fuck?
He yelled, "Free ice cream, anyone?" and turned on the extinguisher. His throat made a horrible noise as the pressure of the foam filled his gullet. Eggman ran towards the door with his head back and foam pouring from his mouth. All Might said, "Not so fast!" and swooshed over to Eggman, hooking him in the gut with a swift left. Eggman coughed up some foam.
God.
All Might checked him with a second hit, an uppercut to the chest, launching Eggman to the stratosphere. Eggman flew far and high, smaller and smaller, till it was a twinkle in young Midoriya's eye. The end.
Incredible.
That's fucking phenomenal. Oh, my throat. Holy shit.
You must have had a great time typing.
Yeah.
Good. I rate that story 2 number 9s, a number 9 large, a number 6 with extra dip.
I give that robotic losing his fucking mind and inflating himself with a fire extinguisher.
What a fucking twist ending.
Free
His
ice
throat
cream.
made a noise. That was so horrible.
All Might was in a position where he was going to stop him from eating his ice cream, so he had to act fast. He's here we go, ice cream.
Good enough.
Free ice cream. He had time to yell a catchphrase and get some free ice cream.
God bless America.
Fucking stuck in the drive-thru.
Alright, here you go.
Thanks.
This is my firework.
Ah, my throat.
My only seed of inspiration for writing that story was that I wanted to make Robotnik do a food review. But then it he got out of control really quick.
Took a nosedive.
Yeah.
What was up with all the fucking him with the Tesla?
Well, I was thinking, I think I had to rewrite it. I think I was like, I think he was in the drive-thru and I was trying to think of the most obnoxious thing he could do.
Yeah.
And it was like, it was just like start playing video games on his car.
So it had to be a Tesla.
Yeah, so I had to rewrite it.
I can't believe how long some of these KFC lunch rushes are.
God. Okay, here's the firework for real this time.
Thanks.
I hope you like it.
Hell yeah.
Hello, everyone. This is Running on Empty Food Review. Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone watching. Welcome, one and all, to this newest edition of the Running on Empty Food Review series. I'm your host, the Report of the Week. Thanks for checking in. Now, you all heard of that famous slogan, America runs on Dunkin'. But does it really, though?
Asking the big questions already.
Today I have come to my local Dunkin', formerly Dunkin' Donuts, before the brand changed, to see if that slogan is entirely valid. I thought to myself, what better time to test our great nation than on the 4th of July, an American holiday founded in celebration of the Continental Congress formally adopting the Declaration of Independence.
He's very well spoken.
Yeah. You see his eyes darting slowly as he reads the Wikipedia article.
Let's see here.
He's like looking down at his phone.
And now I will use the freedoms that were entrusted in me to give a fair and unbiased review of this American establishment. Let's head in, shall we? Imagining a review about walking into a restaurant is so strange. It's like imagining like a Muppet movie and he's just like lifted up and down towards it.
It's like seeing a Muppet with his legs.
Yeah, it's really strange. Can imagine him walking. He just appears wherever he needs to be.
It's a new level. You haven't seen the Little Caesars one where he pulls out his knife and throws his tie down?
Yes, I have.
That's a good one.
His knife that he likes, that's like a rainbow knife.
Has nothing to do with anything. He's just like playing with a fucking knife.
He thinks it's neat.
It's cool. He's cool. Nothing but respect for my man, Review Bra.
ReviewBot grabbed his trusty camcorder and exited his vehicle.
Camcorder?
Camcorder. While he was able to keep his composure, his body immediately began to sweat in the searing summer heat. Stepping inside, he tightened his tie and examined the decor with his camcorder.
His three-piece suit immediately drenched in sweat.
I can imagine this like on-the-move POV review, bro. It's very scary. This feels like uncanny.
It's found footage.
It is. It's like a deleted review bra tape somebody edited with his voice, like deep faked.
The lost episode.
Marble bra.
The sweet scent of coffee is permeating my nostrils, and I dare say I detect a hint of sweet pastries and savory breakfast meats. The establishment appears clean and well maintained. The mouse-like man stepped into the line and turned his camcorder to face him directly. Now we're going to review the staff themselves and see just how well they stack up to the Constitution. Okay. It's scary.
We're gonna review people.
It's like if you were an employee at Dunkin' and told somebody that he was in here doing this, nobody would believe you.
This guy was in here holding a camera in my face reviewing me.
Well, we're specifically review bra. It's like, yeah, I saw him. He came to my store. He was reviewing me.
He never gets out of his car. You're crazy.
The customer in front of Review Bra seemed to have finished their order and left from the counter. The clerk called out for the next in line in a rather uninterested tone. Next. Review Bra took note of this. As he approached the counter, he was greeted in the same dull tone. The clerk was a young woman with tan skin, jet black hair, and dark brown eyes. Our hero glared at the name tag on her chest and nothing else, I swear. It read, Nagatoro, written in rather scratchy handwriting.
Yo.
Oh no.
Hell yeah.
He just looked at the name tag on her chest and nothing else.
He filmed himself, so he has proof. Hey, are you going to order something or just stand there taking up space? Nagatoro asked rudely. How do I pronounce it?
Nagatoro.
Okay, Nagatoro.
He isn't gonna be able to take her bullying very well.
She's gonna get mad at him for loudly, openly reviewing her.
He's gonna make Review Bra cry.
This tone of voice would lose her points in the review. The faithful filmer raised his camera towards the menu. He's holding a camera in front of her.
Yeah.
He raised his camera towards the menu board to secure footage of the entirety of edible options available to him. Nagatoro tapped her finger on the bar impatiently. I would like to order a large cold brew coffee, a sourdough breakfast sandwich, a wake-up wrap, and a chocolate cream donut. Sorry, could you say that again? She replied.
That's another point off for not hearing him the first time.
I was also on drive-thru duty, but this guy just kept screaming jokes into the microphone in some poor Italian accent. the inevitable reference in our seasonal episode.
That's the start and the end of the Rich Alvarez drive-thru.
Okay.
There's no more, I promise.
Oh.
Review Bra nodded understandably. He repeated his order and paid for the meal. Stepping aside to make room for the next customer in line, he once again held his camera up to his face. While we wait for our order, it may as well be time to review the bathrooms in this establishment. Oh no.
Oh boy.
Let's see what we're working with here. Review Bra strolled and made his way camera first into the woman's room. He explored each stall thoroughly, once again impressed at the cleanliness of this fast food breakfast eatery. Two women watched as he wordlessly left the restroom and entered the men's room to survey the landscape.
Oh, no.
He's going to both.
Of course. He's got to review the whole place.
Imagining him just hunched over with his camcorder, like peering around innocently.
Just like camcorder first as he walks into the women's restroom.
And then out into another restroom without flinching.
He fucking moves like the turtle man from Master of Disguise.
He moves without his camera raising or lowering whatsoever.
He's got impeccable cameramanship.
Like a human gyro.
There's like no stutter in any of his movements.
No, he's perfect. A large, rotund man suddenly kicked in the double door entrance of the restaurant. Oh no, another person entered the fray. It's like an MMO. He's just another man entering this building. He was wearing a dark ski mask over his pin-shaped head, with a large orange mustache pouring out from each. No! No!
Let's go! Holy shit!
Double
Out
duty.
from either side of the mouth.
Double duty.
Neither of the people in this restaurant have any clue what they're in for.
There's a pretty there's no Venn diagram where any of these three characters interact with each other.
At least Nagatoro maybe bully him out of the restaurant before Review Bra gets abused by him.
Flicker in the eyeball.
He
He's
sneered at
wearing
the
a ski
audience.
mask, by the way.
Yeah. His mustache is escaping out of the mouth hole. He sneered at the audience he had drawn, looking around the establishment before his eyes fell onto the cashier. Shoving aside a patron of the coffee shop, he marched to the counter and slammed his finger onto it. "Good day, madam," he began his speech.
I've missed
"I have come to this establishment in search of the sort of ultimate power that lies within these walls." Any semblance of fear and unease that this situation might have brought her had immediately been replaced with that of annoyance at this clearly shit-faced crook that approached her. Damn, she pegged him fast.
She was so unafraid.
Man, I don't even know where to begin with this. This is a fast food cafe, dude, not some power plant. "Now you listen here, you brown sugar cinnamon tart," the robotic racist began. "Are you familiar with the phrase, 'American runs on Dunkin''?
Holy shit.
"That's our slogan," replied Nagatoro with a shrug. "Yes, good. Now try to understand what that means. You provide a product that can tap into and control the masses of an entire country. With that sort of power, I can finally build and maintain my precious Robotnik land and smash that meddlesome hedgehog." Nagatoro rolled her eyes, waiting for someone to call the police on this lunatic.
You don't want to do that to Eggman.
He's robbing fast food. Twice.
Where's the fire extinguisher?
He never tried to rob the McDonald's until he got cornered and he had no choice to get his ice cream.
Cornered! Cornered!
In his perspective.
He knew that once that big man appeared, he had nowhere else to run. Anyway. As a lone soul reached into their pocket for their cell phone, the large lard ass vaporized the device out of the man's hand with a cartoonish ray gun. He scowled without saying a word as the man raised his hand in submission. Robotnik returned his attention to the woman behind the counter, gesturing with his funny gun that she should comply with his demands. "Now hold on a minute there," a voice boomed out from the crowd of potential hostages. A short old man stepped out of the crowd. Oh no! He had red skin and a very plump lump on his chin. His feet slapped against the floor as he marched towards the vinegar-scented vagabond. "Who raised you, boy?"
Oh no!
We've got intersecting stories this time.
Holy shit.
"Didn't your parents teach you not to take things that don't belong to you? If you want to find some source of ultimate power, you need to put in the hard work and do things yourself." "What?" "What are you?" Robotnik stated as he glared at the short red guy.
He's immediately fucking blown away.
He's like,
He sees right through the ruse.
"Just a humble old farmer trying to enjoy this bean broth. Now you screw that head back on your shoulders and clean up your act, young man." The little red fella made his way out of the building. He left. Robotnik was simply too confused to do anything about his loss of a hostage. Choosing to ignore this moment of insubordination, he once again faced the counter. Nagatoro was texting on her phone, completely checked out from the situation. "Hey!" shouted the mustache Robotnik. "I am trying to stay the polite here, but I can only be patient for so long." She sighed and put down her phone, barely acknowledging the threatening tub of trans fats in front of her. A smug smile crawled across her face. "Terribly sorry, sir, but I can only offer you what's on the menu. How would you like a delicious cold brew?" Robotnik slammed his fist into the counter and pointed his ray gun at the girl, who only grew in smugness. He grinded his teeth and lifted her up off the ground with one hand by her work apron. I'm getting the source of power from you, so you hand it over. The ray gun in Robotnik's hand suddenly went flying across the store. Standing in front of the men's restroom was Review Bra, carrying an antique flintlock pistol, the barrel still smoking from the shot.
Oh no!
Robotnik dropped the clerk to face this new adversary. Realizing that this can only end badly, Nagatoro grabbed all the cash out of the tip jar and waltzed out of the back door, tossing out her work uniform in the dumpster on her way out. Review Bra kept his weapon trained on the masked assailant, while still filming with his camcorder, of course. Excuse me, sir, but I'm trying to make record of this American establishment on an American holiday for the American people. I would have to ask that you vacate the premises so that I may continue my civic duty and give the people the information that they deserve. And you don't seem to understand that I am going to take over this establishment and convert it into a badnik printing press, you minuscule meerkat. Lower your arms now, and maybe you can land a top role in my army of dubious intentions. Just think of it. Worldwide domination, and you are at the forefront of it. Review.
I'm imagining Review Bra in a Robotnik costume.
Review Bra's movie Robotnik.
Yeah.
I love him with the little flintlock pistol. It's so good.
It's like old timey, like the outstretched barrel. It's still smoking.
The Review Nick.
Review Bra didn't even waver at the thought. Even if he had any interest in this sort of thing, he could never trust a villain lowly enough to rob a fast food restaurant. These types of stores were the backbone of the American culture, and he would never just sit idly by and let someone walk in and run it for them. The freedoms of this country won't waver so easily. People won't cower down to such egregious demands. I suggest you change your ways and be more understanding to the people around you. The remaining people in the Dunkin' began to get roused by the heroic speeches of the food reviewer.
Oh, you fool, you were talking to a damn wall.
They all stood up and cheered for the hero and began to crowd around Robotnik. The infamous invader began to sweat as the whole crew began to gather the courage to stand up to him. In an instant, Robotnik ripped the cash register off the counter and bounded out of Dunkin'. The crowd cheered as the situation ended without anyone getting hurt.
Holy shit.
Outside, Robotnik dropped to his knees as he watched the little red man from earlier smashing at his getaway ride with a crowbar. Oh no!
The Eggmobile!
My Eggmobile! What have you done to my fantastical flying vessel? The little guy hopped away as soon as he realized he was spotted. Oh no! Only a moment later, a few police cars pulled up at the parking lot surrounded by the crooked crook. After a moment of struggle, they managed to put handcuffs on Robotnik and lead him into the back seat of the cop car. Officers were looking to interview those inside, but the hero who helped save the day was nowhere to be seen. No one had noticed him vacate the premises during all the action. A tow truck dragged the remains of the Robotnik's ride behind the police cars, making the loudest, shrillest sound of metal scraping against pavement.
Loud shrieks and sparks.
Eggman once put a man in his dungeon for 30 years just because a girl chose him over Robotnik. Imagine what he'll do to fucking Hot Pop.
If he gets out of the slammer.
We can find him. Night fell with a large moon in the sky. A car was parked on top of a hill. Watching from inside was Review Bra, sipping a delicious cold brew coffee while enjoying the holiday fireworks show. He placed his camcorder back up on its usual space on the dashboard. All in all, I'm going to have to give my experience at Dunkin' an 8.6 out of 10. Overall, a pretty good line of quality products. Staff was helpful enough given the circumstances. That's all I have for you. Until next time, I'm your host, the Report of the Week. The end. I love narrator Review Bra.
Yeah. It started and ended with his review.
Beautiful.
Another day on the job.
Always.
What did Hop Hop order? Chili?
Hop Hop didn't order anything.
Oh, you ordered a bean water, which I guess is coffee.
Yeah, bean broth.
Bean broth.
Chili.
Bean broth.
He doesn't know what coffee is.
I feel like that's hard to believe. I think you're right. I don't think he ever drank coffee, but like the lady likes tea in his life, so.
True.
Yeah, true.
They have leaves. They don't have beans.
I rate that one long rant from Hot Pop about the price of a small coffee. Where I'm from.
I rate that Robotnik tearing multiple wires as he grabs a cash register and books it.
He ran away and gets clotheslined down and then gets back up and pulls again.
He panicked. And Nagatoro already took the tip jar.
In both stories, he had to panic and take all he could.
He lost everything in both stories.
Fucking beautiful.
Man, what a fucking cavalcade of characters this time around.
Truly.
So chaotic.
And that's what we love about America. The freedom to pit real-life human beings against anime characters and Western cartoons and video games.
How wonderful. Happy 4th of July. We'll see you next time on our Scooby-Doo Jam.
And the Scooby-Doo Fanfiction Jam coming to you soon. And don't miss it. It's going to be a lot of fun. You still have... No, wait, actually, submissions are closed by now, I think. No, if you're listening to this the day it's come out, you got like 2-3 days. So, if you're listening to this day one, get on that and submit to us soon. Soon.
Yes, please.
Soon. We'd love to read your stories. We want to see some Scooby-Doo action.
Come on, man.
Velma and Daphne get it on. And then in comes the Flying Dutchman from SpongeBob. And he goes, "Oh!"
He jacks off in his lucky sock. He sees Velma and can't help himself.
Everybody knows I can't jack off without it. It would seem we're at an impasse.
I regret bringing that up.